Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Hello, and welcome to a new edition of Lunch with the Shark. We are so happy that you're tuning in and that you're joining us today. I hope you're enjoying a nice lunch. But today, we want to start by saying happy birthday to my sister-in-law, Georgina. Georgina, happy birthday. May this be the best year till date. And we'll see you later on today. I think so. And I don't know where we're going to go and have a bite to eat and spend some time with the family. So again, happy birthday, the best from all of us to you. And anyone that is celebrating their birthdays, happy birthday to all. And also, I want to say happy Lefty Day. Today is International Left People Day. And I am left-handed. Tim is left-handed. Hi to Tim. I don't know, there's actually been 4 of the latest presidents of the United States have been left-handed. Do you know that 10% of the world population, it's left-handed? Isn't that interesting? And the presidents that have been left-handed have been Ronald Reagan, which is probably the best president in the history of the United States, regardless of whomever opinion it is. Bill Clinton, George H. Bush, which is George Bush Sr., and Barack Obama. They've been left-handed as well. What else? What else about left-handed people? We actually have to adapt to every single artifact that there is because everything is done for right-handed people. We have to adapt to scissors, knives, sometimes opening the doors and things like that because they don't make it for left-handed. There is things for left-handed. It's very difficult. Like if there's one person in your household that is left-handed, you're not gonna get left-handed scissors. Trust me, I know for a fact because there's no left-handed scissors at your house here. So it's very, very, very interesting. So happy International Day of Left-Handed People. And on another interesting note, I actually have 2 notes that are very interesting that are affecting our world economy. And the first one is local information as to the United States that the unemployment rate for this past week fell under the million people claiming unemployment. So it's a little bit of a breather. Previous week was 1.228 million, and this week it's only 963,000. So it went down. Either people are seeking less unemployment because the $600 extra that the federal government was providing is no longer there, or people are going back to work, either home office, temporary, or something. But we do see some reactivation on certain areas, certain sectors. For sure, the retail industry, it's struggling, but it's open. They're there. They're hustling. The restaurant industry, they're doing the same. Some spas and pedicure, manicure places, they're doing the same. They're adapting. Providing the services outside their stores in the driveway or in the sideway or in the parking lots, and that's in California. Okay, that's in California. Talking about California, a couple of days ago I mentioned that I think on Monday the court ruled that the Assembly Bill number 5, which classifies gig workers, freelancers, and certain other people that provide independent services are now to be treated as employees. And the court, the Attorney General from California and 3 other cities brought a lawsuit against Uber, Lyft, and those applications that provide connectivity with individuals. And they rule that Uber, Lyft has to consider every single people. They have to reclassify them from independent contractors to employees. And Uber's CEO yesterday that if that was the case, Uber, Lyft, and some of those applications were going to suspend services in California until they were able to implement a employment model, business model for the state, only for the state of California, and that their services after that, if they restarted it, they were going to be only limited to big cities, San Francisco, LA, maybe San Diego, and I don't know where else. But it doesn't look good. They have until next week, end of next week, to appeal, and or they're taking this to the voters in November to see if the voters agree with them and say, hey, drivers for these applications are independent contractors. They're not employees. That's going to be an interesting outcome. We should probably be monitoring it and seeing it because it's going to affect not only that industry, but it's going to open a door for the state attorney general to bring lawsuits against the filming industry, the video industry, consulting, coaching industry, because most of individuals consult for multiple people. And if they make you be an employee, shit, it's going to increase the cost internally, and in turn, it's going to be affecting you, the consumer. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it because it's going to affect certain industries dramatically, unless you take action and you figure a way to not mitigate, but alleviate the situation. And as we've been talking during the week, when most of us start a business, we don't know much about the practical side of business, mind you. We never start, or we don't know what we don't know. We only know that we want to start a business. We want to be an entrepreneur. We want a business owner. We want to be a business operator, whatever it is that you are. Okay. But you know that you want to start a business. You want to start something. But you don't know the ins and outs of operating or managing or carrying on a business. We may have learned a lot of the intellectual knowledge in college. You don't need to go to college to become an amazing or an excellent entrepreneur, business owner with huge success. You don't, because most of it, it's not learned in the classroom. Most of it, it's not learned in books. The majority of the knowledge that every business owner has acquired, it's over time and in the field. By trial and error, by doing certain things and learning from their mistakes, okay? That's the most valuable learning experience that you can ever have, okay? So the world, it's going to give you that experience. Time is going to give you that experience. In retrospective, if you have 10, 15, 20 years in business, any type of business or multiple businesses, if somebody were to ask you, what would you've done differently? Most of them would say different things, but they would have done a lot of things at the beginning completely different. Okay? Most of our actions when it comes to being a business owner, as I said, it's a trial and error. You try this. If it works, you continue. If not, you make it better. Okay? It's never going to be perfect, but you make version 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and then you launch version 2, and so forth. Windows, right now we have Windows 360, right? It was Windows 9, Windows, I don't know, 90, 99, 92,000, and so on, and so on, and so on. And they're always making it an improvement. They're adapting, they're changing, trial and error based on research and development. We try new things to see if they work. We experiment with different parts of our business, and we take educated guesses on strategies that will help our business grow. Ask, 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 ask. Don't assume, ask. It's better to ask than do it and continue doing the same mistake over and over and over because of your ego and because of you not asking. Most of our problems that we have, it's based on communication and assuming things. Most of our problems, it's communication and assuming things. Okay? And that's the problem, or one of the problems that we have when we start our business. We think we know everything. We assume we know everything. We determine and make a conscious decision that we know everything about our business. And we don't. We don't. I want to share a story with you. Back in 2000, when was it? Yes, back in September 11th, 2001, okay? I was actually doing my master's degree, okay, on international businesses. Okay, and I had my clients and so on and so forth, right? So one client of mine calls me. They own a restaurant. They own a restaurant here in San Diego. Okay, so they call me and they say, hey, they call me a day before. They call me September 10th. So they call and they say, hey, you know what? We want to have a meeting with you because we want to go over the numbers. And we're having some difficulties internally. That's all they said. So remember that Dresh's Day, this September 11th in New York? Well, it took me 6 hours to cross the border from Tijuana to San Diego because it was imperative, according to them, that I attended the meeting because they had huge problems internally. So the huge problems was issues in the partners. And the partners decided that they were going to sell the restaurant. And guess what? Me, being me, I bought it. I said, I'll buy you the restaurant. Cooking has always been a passion of mine. My biggest mistake about that is thinking that I knew how to run a restaurant remotely, not asking for help, trying to do everything, literally everything on my own, juggling a CFO practice, juggling a restaurant, buying stuff, supplying, delivering. I even went to school to become a chef. I knew everything. I had to do everything. I had to know everything. I had to do everything on my own. I slept 2-3 hours every day. I was partly home. I broke. I broke down. I tried to do everything on my own. In retrospect, if I would have known what I know at this point in time, I would have hired a team of experts, but I would have taken my due time to hire people. I would not have hired people immediately just because they needed a job, or they said they had the experience, or they knew what they were doing. I would not have done that. I would have, first of all, look more into the administrative area or side of the business other than the back of the house of the business. If I just wanted it to cook, I could have easily built a chef's kitchen at my house and cook. That's all it was. But generally, I knew nothing about the restaurant industry. And I kept hearing opinions from here, from there. You should do this, you should do that, you should do da 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 da. Mind you, it was a very successful business. Don't get me wrong. Okay, we made it work. It was successful. So that's probably one of my major mistakes. Thinking I could do it all on my own. Okay, thinking that, oh shit, I already bought the restaurant. I'm going to turn it into a franchise. I'm going to open 100 restaurants, sell this, sell that, do a centralized kitchen. It doesn't work. It does not work. Little by little works better than humongous. The vision, the big vision, it's amazing. Unless you have a business plan, unless you have blueprint on how to achieve that tremendous, humongous goal of 100 franchise restaurants. Okay? As you can see from the story, even 7-figure business owners can make mistakes when they are first starting out. I'm not saying that you're not going to make mistakes. I'm not trying to deter you from that dream of 100, 200, 500, 1,000 franchises. Hey, heck, the world is the limit. You can have a franchise if you're trying to open a restaurant in every corner of the world. Good for you. When it comes to starting a business, there are a few mistakes that most business owners face. And I want to talk about them. I want to address some of them, if not all of them. And the first one I'm going to talk about to you is, the first thing is the planning phase. If you skip the planning phase, you're screwed. Yes, planning is tedious. Yes, your business plan guide. At least it's a guide. Okay? It's like the 10 Commandments if you're Catholic. They're a guide. They're a guide to tell you how to live your life ethically, to put it that way. But they're just a guide. Okay? Same as your business plan. Business ideas, market potential. You would be operating in the dark without a business plan. You're just going to be throwing money to the air. It's so funny because I used to have a saying in the restaurant. It's like, you know what? What the fuck? I'm just going to get all of my money from my bank account, put it all into a bucket, and put it on the sideway, in the side street, because I am just bleeding cash. I had no business plan. After you've created a plan, or the lack of having a plan, that takes us to the number 2. Having no goals, or having smart goals. Smart goals are goals that are achievable. One thing is to have my goal or my vision or my idea or my desire or my wish of having 1,000 franchises. How are you going to achieve that goal? Is that a smart goal when you're starting? Truthfully answer the question. Be truthful to yourself. Is it a smart goal to say, hey, I'm going to have 1,000 franchises? That's a wish. I'm not going to batch your wish. But you need to go step by step. If your house is 2 stories, you don't go up to the 2nd story in one step, I imagine. I'm assuming. So set smart goals, goals that are achievable little by little, little by little. Nobody has climbed the Mount Everest in one stretch. Number 3 is undervaluing your products or services. And this is part of mindset. Do you value yourself? Do you know how much you're worth? And I'm not talking about your state, your trust, your inheritance. No. I'm talking about how much are you worth? Do you value yourself? Or are your limiting beliefs prohibiting you from growing? When we first start, we undervalue our product or services because we are desperate for sales. We are desperate to generate revenue so we can pay our vendors, we can pay our payroll and things like that. But it's very, very hard to come up to the real value of your product or services once you've achieved that. If you turn into the coupon restaurant, it's going to be very difficult to bring in people that have been coming to your restaurant without coupons, right? Hey, Captain Crunch, how are you? We're going to talk to Captain Crunch a little bit here because he's trying to join us. So there he goes. So that makes sense. You need to value yourself. You need to value the product and services because you need to believe on what you're doing and what you are providing your clients. If you undervalue that product and or that services, you are undervaluing yourself. You are not valuing yourself to what you're worth. Another point is avoiding new technology. Fuck. Let me use my Windows 95 in 2020 because that's the only operating system that I found accessible to my budget. Do you know how much problems or troubles you're going to have? You can make it work. Yes, I'm not saying that you will not make it work, but wouldn't it be better to invest a little bit, maybe get it on a monthly payment, figuring a way to solve the problem instead of just keeping the problem at ease? Technology can actually provide you tons of opportunities to grow, to advance, move forward, achieve your goals. Being afraid of marketing, it's another point. Dude, come on. I remember that, and this, I have it so vividly in my head about the marketing issue. You need to market your product and service because they are not going to come to you because you're you. You might not be there. And even if you're there, you need to continue the steady lead generating, revenue generators, constant, so you can thrive. If you think that people are going to come to you because the most amazing service product out there, refigure or rethink that thought. They're not. Build it and they shall come. No, they won't. No, they won't. Nowadays they won't. You need to market, but with a plan. Vidal, that costs a tons of money. Yes. But what's costing you money? What's costing you more? If you knew your numbers, if you had a plan, okay? And I'm batching you, yes. If you knew your numbers and if you had a plan, you would know that the lack of investment in marketing is costing you more than what it would cost you to make that marketing. The investment of maybe $500, $600, $1,000 pesos a month, a day, a week in marketing, it's costing you thousands and thousands of dollars or pesos if you have a plan and you do it properly, not by your niece, nephew, cousin, or yourself, because you know how to use Facebook. If you have an expert doing it, you're most likely to succeed than your cousin, nephew, niece, son, daughter, grandmother, mother, yourself, because, hey, I'm on Facebook all the time. Dude, you shouldn't be on Facebook all the time. You have a business to run. Lack of knowing who's your ideal customer. Yes, I want a web page. Yeah, but who you're going to go after? Yes, I want to do ads on the newspaper. Which newspaper? Oh, on the biggest newspaper. Are there your customers? The biggest newspaper in circulation in your town, are them your customers? Do you know who your customer is? Do you know who's your ideal avatar? Do you know who's your ideal customer that you want to be dealing on a daily basis, on and off? If you don't, how can you direct the messaging to them? How can you talk to them? I am not going to walk into a let's talk about accounting services. I'm not going to talk to somebody that it's an employee that works for someone and talk to them about my accounting services. They don't need accounting. If you work for somebody and you're in a salary, why would you need accounting? Why would I talk to you about accounting? I might talk to you about tax planning to minimize your tax impact at the end of the year. I might talk to you about 401ks, which are investments. I might talk to you about insurance. I might talk about certain deductions. That I would talk to you. But why accounting? Why would I talk to a business owner about that they're providing a service about import-export duties? I won't. So if I don't know who's my ideal customer, how am I going to be able to reach them? How am I going to be able to talk to them? How am I going to be able to understand them? How am I going to be able to pinpoint their pain area? You see? Another point is overspending. Overspending. Most of us, as young entrepreneurs or as new business owners, we overspend on things that we believe without any due diligence, it's going to help us move to another phase in our business. That's one big problem that we have. We are trying to buy every single miracle formula out there that promise us we're going to make tons of money with minimum efforts. No, stop it. You're not. We are not. Right? You have to put in the effort. You have to work your ass off to make it. Real estate agents have to network, have to be selling, have to be on, making those phone calls, making those connections, calling other colleagues to see if they have any pocket listing. They have to hustle to make the sale. They have to hustle to get their customers the house that they want. The house that they want is not just going to come out of Zillow or Realtor or any of those things. They have to hustle. But being at their house, watching Netflix or watching $1 Million Listing, it's not going to make it happen. Really, it's not going to make it happen. You have to move your freaking ass and hustle. Same in every freaking industry. If you're in the restaurant industry, if you're in the accounting industry, if you're an attorney, you have to be seeking for clients. Clients are not going to get knocking on your door and say, hey, I have a lawsuit. It was me, Captain Crunch. I have a lawsuit. I want to file a lawsuit against somebody. No. So those miracle formulas that they're trying to sell you, and they say, hey, let me buy it and you're going to become, we're going to get you 1,000 million leads. No, they're not. So don't overspend on that. And on the other hand, underspending, being cheap. And I hate that word, being cheap. There's a saying in Spanish that empresa pobre, empresario rico. Broke company, wealthy entrepreneur. Yes, you started your business because you wanted it to create wealth for yourself and make a change in the world. Yes, I get it. It's your company, it's your business. But trying to be cheap on certain things, it's probably one of the worst mistakes that young or early business owners make. Trying to be cheap in your attorney fees with contracts and agreements, the only thing that makes you more liable and exposed to lawsuits. Trying to make everything on your own, let's say taxes. Trying to make taxes on your own at the beginning stages creates a huge window of opportunity for the IRS or the state or any government agency to come and audit you. And what are you going to, trust me, not knowing of the law, not knowing of the tax code, or ignorance or stupidity, it's not a way to abate penalties, taxes, or the government trying to file tax evasion charges against you. It doesn't work like that. Oh, you know what, Your Honor? I'm stupid, so I didn't include $1 million in revenue because I didn't think it needed it to go there. Really? And I'm exaggerating. So trying to underspend on vital things, it's a huge mistake and opens the window to a humongous exposure, not only liability when it comes to lawsuits. I'm no attorney, but I'm talking about experiences and stories that I've heard from my clients and seen them, to exposure on taxes, clients leaving because at the time of you being exposed, they're exposed. This brings me to the other point. It's trying to do it on your own, everything on your own. You don't know what you don't know. And that's the truth. You don't know what you don't know. And don't try to learn it. You're going to be a beginner. You're going to be a beginner in business operating. Why would you want to become a beginner on human resources? Why do you want to become a beginner on accounting, on taxes, on agreements and contracts? Why? Managing a business, managing employees, delivering to your customers. Why? There was a restaurant in Tijuana. It was called La Trattoria. It's a long time ago. It was run by a French-trained chef. Let me tell you, the food was to die for. If this restaurant would exist right now, I'm telling you, that chef, if he's somewhere, I'm pretty sure he has 1, 2, or 3 Michelin stars already. That good of a food it was. And now foodie is telling you that. But the biggest problem he had is he was the front of the house, so he actually sat you down. He was your waiter. He was your bartender. He was a cook. He was a dishwasher. He was running the restaurant on his own, and he failed. He was trying to do everything alone, everything on him by himself. And the prices weren't cheap. The prices weren't something that you would say, oh yeah, then I understand why he's doing it on his own. No, and it wasn't an experiment. Okay, so he failed. He only lasted, I think, like 6 months. La Trattoria. I remember it was really, really good. Small restaurant. He failed. I was failing. I was trying to do everything on my own. I wasn't delivering to my clients on the accounting firm. I was being half-assed at the restaurant. I was here, I was there, I was doing other things on the side. Like, I wasn't focusing. Where focus goes, energy flows. I was trying to juggle 5, 6, 7 things at once. Do you think that if you put attention to one thing in your business and one thing only, that's going to be your full attention and it's going to be successful? Imagine if you have 5 or 6 tasks at hand in your business and you have 5 or 6 people addressing each of them one task. Do you think you're going to finish faster and with better results than you trying to solve those 5, 6 issues at once? The next one is lack of commitment. Lack of commitment. Oh, let me open this business because I see that my neighbor has this product and this service and he's breaking the bank and making shitload of money. I'm just gonna make it. Lack of commitment. You're not convinced. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You're just doing it to do it. You're half-assing it. It's a business. A business requires sacrifices. You need to put in the necessary time. If you open a business because you think you're going to have plenty of time in your hand and you're going to be able to do whatever the fuck you want, let me tell you one thing. You are in for the trip and the ride of your life and huge surprise of deception. That's not true. Any business owner out there knows that you need to be committed to your business. You require tons of business of commitment to make it successful. There's no other way. Not enough cash. Dude, come on. Most of the biggest businesses in history of the world have started it with 0 to nothing in capital. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you truly, really want to make that business successful, you'll find the means to make and generate and get the cash. Plain and simple. Family, friends, and fools. Make sure you have some capital to get you 3, 6 months. Don't throw the towel after the first 2 months. Now, valuing your services and products correctly. Why are you undervaluing your product or services? Why are you comparing your product or services to the lowest medium in your industry? You're different. Get to that industry and distort the industry. Change it. Make an earthquake. Go big. Seeking opinion and advices. We've spoken about this and talk about this and talk about this and talk about this. Seeking opinion versus advice. I just had a meeting 2 days ago, and the common denominator in that meeting was, I heard from somebody this. Somebody told me about this. I heard that they were doing this. Somebody else told me that they had experienced this. Opinions, opinions, opinions. And none of those people have gone through the exact characteristics or issues that this individual is going through. But his opinions outweigh, to a point, certain advice based on every single detail that they've shared with us. So they go into a conflict. Yeah, but my compadre said to me that that he did this and he was successful. Or my aunt told me, no, mijito, don't do that because these things are going to be bad. Don't do it, mijito. Really? Don't seek opinions. Don't. Google might be your friend, but Google doesn't know the whole story about your case. Or have you told Google your whole freaking story about your case? No, you just use keywords to search for the solution or answer that you want to hear and see. That's on you. So if you want to find more mistakes, or do it on your own. If you want to take years on growing your business, do it on your own. There's nothing wrong. It's just a matter of preference. But if you want to avoid issues, problems, thousands and thousands of wasted dollars, exposure, liability, tax bills, tax penalties, tax notices, call someone. Call an advisor. Reach out to your accountant, not to your bookkeeper, to your accountant. Okay? Or call us. Give us a call. Schedule a call with a consultation with one of us. I might even pick up the phone, and we might spend not 15 minutes. We might spend 1 hour, 2 hours, because that's what I love doing. I love solving problems. Don't focus on the problem. Focus on the solution. Let's find solutions to your problems. Most of us, since the problem it's so new and we have no experience, we think we're dying, and it's not. You're not dying. Your business is not going to fall and you're going to go under. No, it's not. It's not going to happen. Okay? So relax. Chillax. The solution, it's right in front of you, but you're not seeing it clearly. So schedule a 15-minute consultation with us at invictus-advisors.com/shark. And we'll get on the phone with you. We'll get on a Zoom call with you. We'll make it happen. Okay? Also, follow us on our social media, Invictus Advisors. We have a YouTube channel. We have Facebook. We have Instagram. We have Twitter. We have LinkedIn. So follow us there. Like us. Comment. Send us your messages, your comments. If you don't like something, let us know. Trust me, I would prefer for you to tell me directly to my face or to my social media. We're not going to erase it. Hey, I don't like this. I don't like that. Say this, say that. Your opinions suck because of this and this and that. And you know what? We'll invite you to the show and talk it over. Plain and simple. We are open to opinions. We are open to dialogue. We love doing that. Nothing is personal. Nothing is about you. Nothing is about me. That's for sure. Nothing is about me. Nothing is about you. It's about learning. It's about making our businesses fly out of the roof and grow. Grow as individuals. Grow as a business. Grow as a family. Individuals. Grow as individuals. That's the biggest thing here. Okay. And we are continuing with a young shark entrepreneurial contest. Send us your videos, kids at invictus-advisors.com, and 30, 41 minute video with your idea, with your pitch. And pretty soon we're going to have you guys in. And remember, 4 $500 winners and 1 $750 winner. So let's get those videos in. So we're going to finish today, Lunch with a Shark, with a quote from a playwright and political activist, George Bernard Shaw. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Wow, there's so much truth there. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. That means get up of your freaking ass and do something. Whatever the hell you want to do, just do it. That's copyrighted by Nike. We don't hold any trademark over that. So just do it. Plain and simple. Get off your ass. Do it. Go break something. Try it. You're going to be so grateful and thankful that you tried it. And the reward, regardless of whether it's $1, 1 cent, you lose your shirt on it. The reward, it's going to be well worth it. Trust me. It's going to be well worth it. It's been great seeing you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And see you tomorrow. Bon appetit.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com, and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.